What is up, everybody? I am back in the building. This is officially my first podcast back. No greater way to spend it than with the homie Frankie D. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the No Gimmicks podcast here on the DFPN. Tonight's a little bit of a different night. So we are now streaming on Twitch. We are now streaming on YouTube. We're streaming on Facebook, and little bit of surprise. Tonight, we are also streaming live on thedfpn.com. That's right. We do have our own website now. So this podcast and all of our podcasts will be live streaming from now on that website. We're going to start a slow migration out. We'll still get these avenues here so you folks can get with us and stay tuned and follow us on the transition. Shout out to the No Gimmicks podcast group. Shout out to everybody watching tonight. Before we do that, let's get into our sponsor. That's right, sponsor. Shout out to Get the Plugs. Go to www.gettheplugs.com and enter in code DFPN10 for a 10% discount. Subscribe to the Dat Feeling Bandcamp. Go to datfeeling.bandcamp.com. Patreon is still open for business, so join us also on the Patreon at patreon.com/datfeelingpodcast. We will, in addition to our website, be putting in shows and extracurricular activities on the Patreon from now on. We do have our Teespring merch, so go to the teespring.com, or as it's now known, spring.com, search Dat Feeling Podcast, or you could just Google us, man. Fabulous Frankie D, what is up with you?
Well, first of all, the last time that we talked, all right, you were still on the California tip. So I want to officially welcome you to the great state of Texas. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Where we get butt naked in the streets.
Oh my God!
You feel what I'm saying?
Stop! No, that's not.
And they do it. Hey, no, they do it in Houston.
They do that shit in Houston. They don't do it in Dallas. I know that. I haven't seen that yet. I've seen some wild shit, but I haven't. I've been on Harry Hines since I've been here, and I haven't seen any super crazy shit yet. So.
Hey man, hey, when I'm on the freeway on the 90, I see a lot of crazy shit. All right, so that's why I want to.
Got going on over there.
Shit, bro. Every damn thing. But no, I want to welcome you. You and the family finally to the great state of Texas. Welcome to freedom.
Appreciate it. You know what? Honestly, and I'll say this. As a big, heavy supporter of all things safety, I was a fan of what they were doing in California. However, since being in Texas, you are right. It's a little bit more freedom, and they actually know. I actually was scared to come here, but they actually know how to keep people safe. And no bigger proof of this was this past weekend, because it was WrestleMania weekend. You had hundreds of thousands of people flocking to this area, and it was, for the most part, man, very, very safe. So kudos to Texas, man. They have their shit together. I got to give them that.
Yeah, well, Texas was one of the first states to lift the COVID restrictions last year,
Yeah.
And so it's just, we ain't going to make it about that. I just want to welcome you to Texas, welcome you to freedom in public, if you will. You know what I'm saying? On the mothership. You know what I mean?
We at the pay window, baby.
Exactly. At the pay window, big titties on the mother's hip. That's what we talking about. Hey baby, you see my boy Cody on TV, baby?
Oh, we got time for that today. We got time for that.
Right. Yes, we do.
But first, let's get into all the happenings, man. Of course, you know we had WrestleMania, big
Well,
weekend
well,
here in
well,
Dallas.
well.
Go
Hold on,
ahead.
hold on. We haven't done the show in a little while. We've been going through transitional period.
Yep,
You were doing your thing, getting up out here, and just our schedules were conflicting. So we finally got together, and during that time that we've been away, unfortunately, we lost one of the pioneers, man.
yep.
One of the biggest icons in the history of sports entertainment professional.
What just
Because
happened?
what happened? That's why
All
I'm
right, you're
decked
back.
out tonight. That's why I'm decked out tonight in the red and black here. We lost my man Scott Hall, unfortunately,
Yep,
and Scott Hall. I mean, we're gonna do a show. We're gonna do a show, a state, a standalone show talking about the career of Scott Hall. But I wanted to bring it up right here, to start it off because I'm a big Scott Hall fan. I know you are as well. Just
yep,
what the guy did for the industry of professional wrestling, what him and Kevin Nash did down at WCW with the NWO angle, along with Hulk Hogan. Um,
yep.
that's something that's we're still talking about it 25 years later. You feel me? And to know Scott's no longer with us, it sucks. And Scott
It
Hall was a
does.
guy who went through a lot, bro. He had a lot of demons that he went through, and unfortunately, you hear reports. I mean, I ain't gonna go into all of that, but we had reports of stuff that was going on with Scott, and I'm just gonna say it like this, man. Scott's in a better place at this point. You feel me?
Yep. I'm glad you laid that out. Uh, very, very tough loss for the wrestling community. Game changer in terms of what he did to the business and what he brought to the table. Was there for a lot of the big moments in the wrestling history. Um, Mentored a lot of the guys that he actually worked with. Uh, Very, very tough loss. It was heartbreaking the way we lost him. Um, yeah, it was tough. He's my favorite wrestler, so losing him was really hard.
Yeah, and like I said before, right here in No Gimmicks Podcast, we're gonna do our own standalone episode talking about Scott Hall's career. We're gonna talk about Scott Hall from the AWA to the NWA, WCW to the WWF, back to
Yep,
WCW, back to the WWF in 2002. Go run through stuff that he did in TNA, and then just Diamond Dallas Page came into his life and hit kind of on a straight and narrow for a little while there, but unfortunately, bro, he's not here anymore. But hey, man, the legacy of Scott Hall lives on through the WWE Network on Peacock, and
yep,
just the stories that we hear about him from friends that Kevin Nash, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Sean Waltman, many others, DDP. So we're gonna be putting that episode out, real soon too.
yep, yep. Y'all got to pardon me too because my camera's fucked up, but my webcam isn't here, so I got to go get me another one. So maybe a little grainy. Otherwise, fuck it. Let's roll. but
Right.
but moving into the show, we had a big weekend this past weekend with Mania. Mania came to Dallas. This was my first Mania going to, and the spectacle, man, the spectacle that is Mania, not just Mania, what Mania brings along with it, because the WWE comes to town. It's the granddaddy of them all. But with that comes a lot of the smaller promotions that put on local shows, and they had so much shit going on. I couldn't even choose what to go to. Like I had to pick and choose what I wanted to go to, and there was so many things that I actually wanted to see this weekend. that I ended up not getting able to see because I was doing something else. But Mania is, oh my God, I want to do this again. I know they're going to LA. I may have to take that trip out to LA next year.
Bruh, they're going to Inglewood.
Yes.
I hate when it's not LA and they talk about WrestleMania goes Hollywood. They're going to fucking Inglewood. You feel me? Jeez, it's Inglewood.
You know that's like a metroplex, right? You know WrestleMania came to Dallas, but in all actuality, Dallas was in Arlington. And I think he just dropped out. Yep, he did. But yeah. Welcome back.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck the issue is tonight. Spectrum.
But anyway, you got to get that Google Nest, bro. Google Nest kills all that shit.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to look into that. But the motherfuckers was just out here the other day, so now I'm gonna go on a rant because they were just out here. You know what I'm saying? The shit was going on and off or whatever. So those Spectrum just came out here. They said, "Oh, say it's your router. We're gonna change your router." So some fucking hillbilly motherfucker comes in here and changes the fucking router. So I'm like, okay, cool. Is everything good now? Yes, sir. Everything's gonna be good for you, buddy. Oh, you're a wrestling fan, huh? Who's your favorite wrestler? That's it. I don't have. I mean, my favorite was Macho Man. So my thing is this: while I'm talking wrestling to you, apparently you didn't fucking fix the goddamn problem that you came out here to fix in the first fucking place.
Hey man, it happens.
But they said it was fixed. He got on there. He says, I'm going. Yeah, well, I'm trying to. I just hooked it up here. I'm trying to see if we got all the levels right. Is everything up there good? Yeah, it's good. All right, boy, we got it all up there. You're all good to go, sir. Anything else I can do for you? And then when it's all said and done, he comes ringing the doorbell. I'm like, the fuck does he want now? Hey, buddy, I want to ask you about your solar panels up there, on your roof there. Have you noticed any difference in your electrical bill? Well, I can say right now, doing the No Gimmicks podcast, that no, I haven't seen, we've seen the difference in the electrical bill since getting the panels, but I'm for damn sure seeing a fucked up fucking internet tonight. But nonetheless.
It's okay.
How was your WrestleMania weekend, sir? How was your WrestleMania weekend? Fucking hug. I need cable and internet that works.
My weekend was amazing, bro. Like I'm still trying to get my voice back. It was.
I'm happy for you. I saw you on Facebook there, all cheesing and shit. I saw you. Ooh, here comes Cody. Oh my God, Cody. It's Cody. I was the Fiend.
Yeah, I'm marked out a lot.
That's what you were saying. It's the Fiend. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's a goddamn Fiend. Oh, my God. I didn't think you heard that.
Oh, I heard it.
It's a goddamn Fiend. Oh, my God.
Yeah. That's the Fiend. Ain't no fucking Fiend.
Oh shit!
I had to put that shit on there. I had to put it on there because you were in the group and you said somebody was like, "Oh yeah, Bray Wyatt's gonna be there." And you're like, "I was like, yeah, he's gonna be there for Comic-Con with his brother and his father." Well, I don't know. They got some surprise coming in there for the Ring of Honor show. I'm thinking to myself, I said, "Look at this fucking hick, fucking Kaylee. Like, really, fucking hick." Like For real.
Hey man, don't
Like,
judge me. Don't judge me.
I'm not judging. I'm teaching you.
I know how the business works. I just
Right.
gotta,
Well,
I
I'm
gotta,
glad
I
you.
gotta, I gotta get my ribs in.
Well,
Gotta get my
you
ribs in.
know what you gotta do. You gotta get your mix on. That's what you gotta do. Shit.
I did.
But
My mix was on. It was on.
but sir, I did see that you attended not only the Super Card of Honor, but you also attended both
Mm-hmm.
days of WrestleMania, and I know that was your first WrestleMania. I had the privilege of going to a real WrestleMania back in the
Yep.
day. I went to WrestleMania 7, and I saw the career-ending match between the Macho Man, or excuse me, the Macho King and the Ultimate Warrior. But you saw those superstars over the weekend. How was that?
You know what? Actually, for it not being a quote unquote WrestleMania, it was actually pretty cool, man. It was pretty cool. I actually enjoyed myself. And just
I'm
having my
glad you did.
kids along with me for the ride was cool.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you originally,
Having
we
my
talked
kids there
about it.
was everything.
Oh yeah, no, and that's great, man. Because originally, you had asked me about going, and in no
Mhm.
uncertain terms, I wasn't going for it. I just I couldn't do it. I'm not into the WWE product, so I'm like, I'm not gonna have you waste, you know, the money or any of that shit. And you know, you hit me up one day like, I don't know, buddy. Uh, at WrestleMania, I think I'm gonna have to do that one. Like, well, if you want to go to WrestleMania, buddy, you should go to WrestleMania experience. It's like I'm not stopping you. I'm not telling you not to go. I'm just not going to that shit because I'm not going to it. It's some of those matches that they had on that show. It was like a glorified episode of Monday Night Raw. I mean, the best two matches of night
You know
one
what? You know
was
what?
Cody versus Seth, and then Bianca versus Becky Lynch. And then you throw in Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Kevin Owens,
Mhm.
which was entertaining. And that's pretty much all I got from night one.
You know what? Honestly, night one was better than night two to me
I
in
agree.
terms of what they did on night one.
Mm-hmm.
And the crowd, oh my God, the crowd was deafening. So Drew McIntyre and Happy Corbin actually had loud ass pop uh, for their match. And it just built up from there. I don't know how being there this whole weekend, I don't know how any of it translated on television, but the loudest pops were Bianca winning, Drew beating Corbin. Of course, Stone Cold had the loudest reaction both nights. Because that whole segment that he did with Kevin Owens was fucking loud. It was loud. Um, who else? Sasha and Naomi got a loud reaction when they came out in the car. When Triple H came out for night two, when he opened up night two, he got a loud pop. Like the shit, like the crowd was for it being a
Can't forget about
WWE
Cody.
product, and me myself. Oh yeah, Cody. Yeah, Cody had a loud reaction. But for it being a WWE event, like I actually enjoyed it, and I haven't followed WWE for a while, but I actually enjoyed myself at the event. Um, and I kind of treat it like baseball. Like I don't like watching baseball on television, but if I go to a game, I'm gonna have fun. That's how I felt. I was like, damn, I feel like I'm at a baseball game. You know what I mean? Like I hate
Yeah,
watching it on television, but
right.
being there live was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, you know, the last time that I was actually at a WWE show was back in August of last year when it was the SummerSlam Go Home show. And it was one of the worst WWE
Mhm.
shows I've ever been to. And it just showed me right there how bad the product had fallen. You know what I mean? And I remember
Yeah.
back in January, it was the night of Royal Rumble. The same day of the Royal Rumble, you know, we at Dog Pound Championship Wrestling had a show in San Antonio, And we're doing a show, but I'm watching the Rumble at the same time, and I thought we put on a better show than the Rumble. It was more entertaining. Just being there. You fast forward
I probably would agree.
Yeah, you fast forward to the AEW event that I went to a few weeks ago at the Freeman Coliseum. It was the night that Thunder Rosa won the championship. It's a much different experience, bro. It's just I don't know. It's just something about being with other wrestling and sports entertainment fans. It just makes it more. It makes it more comfortable. You're around the same people. You're not around people that may not watch the product or whatever. It just even if you don't watch WWF or WWE, it's just WrestleMania at this point. WrestleMania sells itself, so you're gonna want to be a part of the experience, the extravaganza.
You're right.
Stupendous, WrestleMania of all time. Now, did WrestleMania deliver on a whole? I'm hearing people say this is one of the best WrestleManias of all time. No, you can't compare.
No, it's not.
It was a good WrestleMania, but you can't compare this WrestleMania to previous WrestleManias, and the reason why is because the WWE has changed the format. They're now 2 nights of Mania now, so I can't go back and say, "Oh, WrestleMania 38 was better than WrestleMania 17." It's not the same ballgame. You got to compare it to the other 2-night WrestleManias that they had. You know what I mean? That's the way it's.
That's what I was gonna say. In terms of the 2-nighters, this was the best 2-night WrestleMania that they put on because they've grown used to doing that format. But
also
all time, I don't think it's one of the best ones.
Also, you have to take into consideration too that the first 2-night WrestleMania that they did was during the pandemic era where there was nobody there. So then, they just came back with WrestleMania 37 last year where they did 2 nights and they, had them at half capacity or something like that. This time around, it was full capacity for both nights at the same. So that showed a lot. And it just, we were talking about this, before we started the show, the production values of the WWE, just that slick production that they have. And you look at that and then you look at AEW. And I'm not knocking AEW. I'm an AEW fan. But Tony Khan's out here spending millions and millions of dollars buying Ring of Honor, which I think, brother, you paid too much, but it ain't my money. But you're spending all this money buying Ring of Honor, and you need to be pumping that into your production. You know what I mean? You need to be bringing the production values up. Because if you look at look at Raw, look at SmackDown, and look at Dynamite. WWE is on a whole nother different level when it comes out of production. That's one thing that AEW needs to work on is the look of the show. I don't know what the hell happened, but I remember when AEW first started, the show it didn't look the way it does now. The show it was bright, they were showing off the crowd, and it's just the shit is dark now. It looks like an episode of you remember when WWE was producing ECW, and they would turn the lights off and all that. That's how the shit looks. It looks like. Sometimes the AEW show, it kind of looks like WCW in its final days.
I get that, but you said something big there too, production wise. So even with like just the event itself, so like walking into AT&T Stadium. Now, mind you, I went to the Ring of Honor Supercard too, and I'll get to that in a minute. But walking into WrestleMania just felt different. You know what I mean? Like it felt like this was a big ass event. You know what I mean? Like just not even walking into the arena, walking to the stadium felt like it was a huge deal. You know what I mean? Like when you go into the gates, so you go in the gates, and then as soon as you get past the security, it's like you're here. Like it's here for you. Like they had all the shit set up, and they had the food trucks and shit. But they in the middle was like this big ass photo op. They had the big title belt where you could do the photo ops at. You go in the building immediately. There's merch. Like right when you walk in the door, you can go get your merch. And there's merch all the way until you get to where you're going. So there was no shortage of merchandise. Compare that to what I went to with Supercard of Honor. Supercard of Honor, they didn't focus on that shit so much, right? Their focus was in the ring. That's where their focus was, in the ring. smaller, intimate crowd, but when you walk in, it's like all wrestling fans are united. I didn't feel that way when I was at Mania, even though it was this big, gigantic spectacle. Like, it was like, holy shit, this is amazing. You know what I mean? But it's a different holy shit, this is amazing when you walk into Ring of Honor. And I haven't gone to an AEW event yet, but I would imagine that's kind of the same feeling, because when you go in there, everybody's amped the fuck up and ready for the shit to start because they know what they're about to see is going to be awesome.
Yeah, and I totally get that. It's just like when you go to WrestleMania, it's like the big time. You know what I mean? That's kind of so it is. Right. It's the big time, and then and it's like there's nothing out there in the wrestling business that's going to compare to WrestleMania. It's not. WrestleMania is the show.
No.
WWE is always going to do it better. They got a 40-year start on everybody else, so they're going to do it better. It's just in AEW can change it. AEW they can step up their game and the production and all that stuff. They just have they have to step up their production. It's just they have to. They look like a glorified. They look like a glorified independent. It's just not. You go to AEW, it doesn't have a big time feel to it. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, we're here at the show, but it doesn't feel big time. The only time I say that they felt big time is remember when they did the show at the tennis stadium, Arthur Ashe Stadium last year.
Yeah.
That looked big time. That looked really good. That whole setup that they did there looked really, really good. But other than that,
that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that too, but coming out of the weekend, I was like, holy shit, man. Like, I want AEW to get to a WrestleMania level. Like, I need them to have that type of event, because I think if they did that and they sold out and they did exactly what they're doing right now, number one, with the bullet, they're the number one company.
So what do you think about AEW running a show, the stadium the Jaguars play?
That would be awesome.
Yeah, and they could do
that would be awesome. But they have to.
Why they haven't done it, I don't know.
Yeah. They have to test themselves to see if they can sell these types of arenas, and I don't think they've done that yet. But I'm quite confident they could.
It's like when we were at Dynamite, a few weeks ago. I'm like, bro, we're over here at the Freeman Coliseum, which is the Freeman Coliseum when it comes to wrestling historic building. And like right next door to Freeman Coliseum is the AT&T Center. And I'm looking like because technically they sold out the Freeman Coliseum. I'm like, bro, y'all could have went to AT&T Center, and you probably would have sold out or at least had a decent crowd. And they chose the Freeman Coliseum here in San Antonio, which, like I said, I have no problem with Freeman. A lot of history with the Freeman Coliseum.
I don't know. Maybe they like to keep it intimate.
I just don't think that
Maybe they like.
I think they know their market.
But
I think they know their market. They know the market, and they know where they can do. Like so, they're going to go out to in June. AEW is going to make its West Coast debut. They're going to go out to Inglewood in the Forum. Okay, they're not going to go to the Honda Center in Anaheim or the Crypto Arena, formerly the Staples Center in Los Angeles. They're going to go to the Forum. They're going to test the waters of the Forum first, which I think is cool because, hey, WCW and the WWF used to run the Forum back in the day. So AEW is going to continue.
They're going to sell the Forum the fuck out.
They already did.
They about to sell that bitch out. Yeah.
No, they already did.
That shit.
The tickets already sold out for that.
That shit about to be fire. I was so fucking mad. You know how mad I was? The day I left, they announced that shit. The day I left. I was like, this is some bullshit. This is some bullshit.
Well, we got WrestleMania, next year. So WrestleMania goes, it ain't going to Hollywood. WrestleMania is going to the hood. You feel me? That's where it's gonna be at. So I got to go home.
Yeah. I gotta go too. I already said I'm going.
That's something we got to talk about there. But yeah, man, You were there, so I'm gonna get your you know. I'm gonna interview you for a second here because you were there at WrestleMania night one.
Yep.
Speculation's been running rampant for months. A lot of us in the know already knew that Cody was going to the WWE. Whatever happened between him and Tony Khan at AEW, Cody Rhodes is not talking. Tony Khan's not talking. Something tells me they signed a non-disclosure agreement that says they're not going to talk about the situation. Young Bucks sent out a little something here and there talking about it. So obviously they got some, ill feelings or whatever, or they're just working us. But nonetheless, Vince McMahon told Seth Rollins on the Monday before WrestleMania, the final Raw, he says, you're going to have an opponent of my choosing, and you will know who that opponent is when you're standing across the ring from him. And Seth Rollins came out there, and the music hit, the AEW, pretty much the AEW persona intact. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, made his debut or re-debut for the WWE. I'm going to give it to you because you were there. What was the pop like? What was the feeling like in the arena? And how did you like the match overall?
Okay, let's start with Seth Rollins coming to the ring because that's when the shit started. So as soon as Seth's music hit, he got his usual stick, everybody singing along. It was pretty much what you expect from Seth Rollins coming out. He gets halfway down the ramp. The Cody chants. So the Cody chants start while he's on the ramp. Like you can hear it in the arena. I don't know if it's prevalent on TV, but in the arena, it's evident that people are expecting Cody Rhodes to come out. And then it took a minute, what felt like a minute, between him getting in the ring, being ready for the guy to come out, and then the lights go out. And when the lights go out, like everybody's like from the Cody, so it goes from Cody to, oh shit, this may be Taker. So the crowd starts chanting Taker. And then you see the pyro hit, and then it goes back to Cody, the Cody chants. And then as soon as you hear there's only one royal family, people start losing their fucking minds because if you're an AEW fan, then you know who this is. And it seemed like there was a lot of people who knew who that was. So they popped really fucking hard, like really fucking hard. And then when the music hit and his thing came on the Titantron, his package came on the Titantron, like everybody was like, oh shit, he really kept his AEW gimmick. They let him keep his AEW gimmick. And that's one of the things I recorded myself doing this. But I was the same way. I was like, oh shit, they let him keep his gimmick. And they introduced him as the American Nightmare. And as soon as they did that, everybody lost their fucking minds, bro. They lost their fucking minds. Here is the guy that left WWE to go find himself. And then he came back to the WWE as the person that he found. And I thought that was pretty fucking cool. Just to see that. Like they let him, Vince let him keep his gimmick. I don't know what the negotiation is between them two, but for him to keep his gimmick is a pretty fucking huge deal. He's the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, in WWE. The match itself was really good. The crowd was engaged. A lot of Cody chants. They popped hard for the Stardust moment that he put out. The back and forth was pretty good. Overall, it was one of the more crowd engaged matches of Mania because people were just into it. And for him to pick up the win, they popped hard for that. So overall, I thought it was one of the better matches of Mania, honestly.
Yeah, so I mean, Cody said, recently after it all came out, Cody said that Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon actually came to his house, and they, that's when they talked.
Mm-hmm.
And Cody told them, he says, if I have the opportunity to come back here, I need to come back not as Stardust, but I need to come back as me. I need to come back as what I'm doing in AEW. And Vince says, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So Vince,
don't fix it.
Let him, yeah. Vince, and that's one of the first times that I've ever heard that, because Vince is always wanting to tweak something. You're not going to come in. There's certain guys that have come in that get to keep their personas. AJ Styles was one of them.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe was another one. Keith Lee is another one that came in and got to keep his persona, more or less intact. But then you have, Cody Rhodes, who negotiated that, and he also said, I don't want any reference of Stardust. But then he says he goes out there and he does a damn cartwheel. He's like, what the hell am I doing? But
yeah,
but right. overall, if Cody Rhodes is happy with his decision to go back, then hey, you know what? I'm happy for him, and hopefully he has success over at WWE if that's what he chooses to do. A lot of people were upset that Cody left AEW. My thing is that people obviously don't know the history. If you're upset about this, you really don't know the history of the Rhodes family in wrestling in general. Because anytime Dusty Rhodes was upset about something, Dusty left the territory. That's the way it is. Dusty was the booker for Jim Crockett Promotions, and he booked him into oblivion, and then they ended up selling to Turner. And then Dusty did the deal with the Road Warriors where they spiked him, and then Dusty got removed as Booker. What did Dusty do? He removed as Booker. He said, oh, fuck this shit, daddy. I'm going to go ahead and go to the WWF. And that's what he did. He went to the WWF. Yeah. Okay?
And got polka dots over.
And got polka dots, baby. The polka dots daddy. He got polka dots. And then he brought in Dusty. Okay? When he got tired of Vince's shit and sat fire and all that, what did Dusty do? Dusty went back to what he know. Dusty went back to WCW. Where Dusty got tired of the suits, baby. At Turner, he went down to Florida. Then when he went to Florida to booking Turnbuckle, Dusty came back to WCW. And that's what it is. When the Rhodes are not happy about something, if they're feeling complacent, they leave. So Cody's business. Cody didn't have anything invested in AEW. It's not his money. It's not his company. At the end of the day, the boss is Tony Khan. It's Tony's company. So whatever the situation was, a personal situation they had that they couldn't move past, I don't know what it is. We'll probably never know. But Cody's come back to the WWE. Cody's come back to the WWE to right the wrong, to right the ship. His daddy was never able to get the big one. His daddy was never able to win the WWF championship. So Cody's back to win that championship belt. That's what Cody's for. But the only problem I got with that is Cody says, I didn't want to be an executive vice president. I wanted to be champion. Then, motherfucker, why did you book yourself into a situation where you said, and I quote, I will never challenge again for the AEW championship.
Never challenge.
Right. So why would you book yourself in something that's
never
stupid?
Challenge.
Okay. But at the same time, is being the AEW champion on the same level as being the WWE champion? No, it's not. So I can see him going back to the big one. Plus, they got a documentary coming out on Dusty Rhodes. He gets to be the executive producer on that documentary, protecting the Rhodes heritage. Cody's not dumb. Cody knows that his entire family's legacy is at WWE. They own it all. Everything about his daddy, all the politics, all the getting in the ring. You should be in the ring, bumping your ass around for the American Dream. All the bionic elbows, all the polka dots, daddy. The Great American Bashes, the Fall Brawls, the War Games, the Starcades, all of that shit. It's all in the WWE, man. It's all WWE history now. So Cody's not stupid. You go where it's at. And when his 2 years is up at AEW or at WWE and he says, I don't like this shit anymore, he can go right back down there and Tony Khan will take the call. Guaranteed.
Yes, he will. Yes, he will. The only thing and it's not that I dislike it. It's the one thing that I worry about. Cody wins the championship. Then what? Then what?
Cody
what do you do
wins
after
the
he
champion.
wins it?
You put him in polka dots.
That would be
I don't know.
up. That would be I
don't know.
That's a legit
like,
question. Like,
yeah, what do you do? Like, because it's like at this point, like so WWE has really paid themselves in a corner because now you've once again unified the World Championships, and people are like, this is not the first time this has happened in WWE. They've done this unification shit several times, and they know that they paint themselves in a corner, and they go back and have to undo everything they've done. And it's like, how many more unification matches are going to be?
Here's what you need to do. If I were in the WWE, right? If you're going to unify this one title, then you have to make all of your other titles mean something. You have to. Because the fact of the matter is you did not have the Intercontinental Champion defend his title at Mania. You did not have the United States Champion defend his title at Mania. The team championships, only one from what I remember was defended at Mania. And you have to do better with those championships. Like, if you're going to have one premier champion, then all of your other championships mean something. They have to. They have
both
to.
Titles, both,
you have
both
to have those
team,
guys in meaningful.
Both tag team belts were defended at Mania. You had remember the triple threat tag team match.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So you had Orton and Riddle versus Street Profits versus Alpha Academy. So you have that. And you had the Usos.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking about.
Yeah, so you had them there, but like you're saying right now, we're in a state right now in the business where in the WWE the secondary titles don't mean anything. The Intercontinental Championship, a title that has been so prestigious, it used to be back in the day. They considered the Intercontinental Championship the workhorse title.
Yeah, it was,
only ones that held that belt were
it was almost as. Yep, it was almost as big as holding the WWE title itself, because the person that you got holding it was eventually going to be the man. Eventually,
you can point out a couple guys, bro, that had that Intercontinental Championship that went on to superstardom, right? That was going to be the next guy. One of them was Macho Man Randy Savage. Remember the match he had with Ricky Steamboat at WrestleMania 3? Stole the show. Okay, people were there to see Hulk and Andre, but they stole the show. You know what I'm saying? So you have Randy Savage there. The next guy on the list, in my opinion, that took that belt and went further was the Ultimate Warrior as well, because you had Warrior go against Hogan, WrestleMania 6, title for title. That was where you put the WWE Championship on Warrior. Then you have another one here. You have Bret the Hitman Hart, who would go on to be the Intercontinental Champion and then become the WWF Champion. So the list goes on and on. The only guy I can remember that did not get the World Championship and he was the Intercontinental Champion 4 times was Razor Ramon.
Ricky Steamboat never held it either.
But Ricky Steamboat got the championship.
He never held it.
Ricky Steamboat went home.
Yeah.
You remember, he beat Savage for the belt. And then he went home. His wife told him, bring your ass home. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what happened with that. But you look at modern day today, you have the United States Championship and you got the Intercontinental Championship, and neither one of them were on WrestleMania. That's where we're at right now.
Neither one.
And you got two guys there that can go. You got Ricochet and you got Finn Balor. So what's going on here?
Yeah, you got two great guys holding the championship, and they're not showcased at Mania. I didn't get that.
Right.
But for what they had was it was okay. I just would have loved to seen those guys defend their belt at Mania. And not even on the pre-show. They just weren't at Mania. Period.
Yeah, I don't understand that. It's like, you bring in all these people that no one gives I mean, it's just WWE. First of all, I will say this: with the amount of packages that they showed on both nights, right? Especially night 2, they did recap packages
Yeah,
of
you could have had
everything you
a whole
saw. You
match.
could have had matches during that, man. You know what I mean? That didn't make any
Oh
sense to me.
yeah, yeah.
That
Like really, really, and truthfully, if you really wanted to, because everyone knew Stone Cold was gonna wrestle. Everyone knew this shit. You could have cut the KO show because that shit was about 10 minutes. Get rid of some of these packages. You got at least You got at least 2 matches, like 10 minutes each, bro. Like you could have put those guys in for at least 10 minutes each, and just give them something. You know what I mean? Like give them that stage. And that was a disappointing moment of Mania for me. Like you don't have these guys defending their titles.
Well, I mean, honestly, were people really clamoring to see Drew McIntyre against Happy Corbin? I mean, I'm pretty sure they popped in the building, but were people really clamoring to see this match?
Yeah, they popped in the building.
Right, but were people really?
No,
But were people really clamoring to
no.
see it?
There's
No.
two matches. There's 2 matches that people could have really did without. One was Drew Corbin. The other one was Johnny Knoxville and who the fuck did he face? Sami Zayn. But really and truthfully, you could have had Sami Zayn going against Ricochet. You could have done and been perfectly okay with that.
Now I got this question for you, right? So we saw everything that happened at Mania. Okay, WWE kind of after WrestleMania, WWE goes into reset mode. So we saw Monday, Cody comes out. Cody wants the championship. We saw that story. We also saw, which to me looked like Seth Rollins turned babyface. Is what it seemed like to me. Shaking Cody's hand. So I think that's your next challenge is going to be probably Seth Rollins going up against Roman, or it could be Drew McIntyre. But if I had to pick money on it, I'm going to pick Seth Rollins. So you saw that happen. You saw Bobby Lashley go and have MVP turn on him and go with Omos, which I think puts the final nail in the Hurt Business. But also, I think it was the best move to go with because Omos needs a mouthpiece. But
yeah,
I saw a video of Omos at Wale Mania rapping on the stage. So you got to find that video. Us on Facebook. It's Omos rapping. So I don't know. Dude has personality that we're not seeing it on TV. It's just they have him out there trying to be a great Khali-ish, kind of monster, kind of character, but he has it. Also, we saw the progression of I don't know if it's a progression or regression because Kevin Owens just did the deal with Stone Cold Steve Austin on Monday, and now you're out here with Ezekiel, which is the former Elias. So you go from doing this, and now you're doing that. I don't know what to say about that. I'm just going to tell you right now. Monday night was the first time in years that I actually watched Raw after Mania, and I will never do it again because that show
you gotta get the way Monday Night Raw was ran before after Mania. You got to get that out of your mind. It's not going to happen anymore because we're so used to that show being like full of surprises, and for the past couple of years they haven't given us that.
No, I'm used to the show being I'm used to the show being full of surprises, but I'm also used to the show where the crowd is going to hijack the damn thing. The crowd is going to be out there making noise, and we didn't get that. It's like, damn, do you people even really want to be here? Or were they just burned out? Because WWE had been there Friday. WWE went there Saturday. Okay, remember before WrestleMania even happened. Remember at noon Saturday, NXT Stand and Deliver took place. Then
let me paint this picture for you, right?
go ahead and paint it while I take
People
some
get
water.
here on people get here on March 30th. That is a Wednesday. People start arriving on March 30th. March 31st was the first day of WrestleCon. Second day of WrestleCon, April 1st, and that runs all day. Then you have Supercard of Honor, you have GCW, you have MLW. Saturday they have a Sirius XM thing, which was a huge deal here. That shit started at 1. Then you have Stand and Deliver. Then you have night 1 of Mania. Fast forward to Sunday, night 2 of Mania. Fast forward to Monday, Raw. People are burnt out. I only did like 5 events out of this whole weekend. And by Monday, I was a fucking zombie. I can only imagine if you did all these activities and then show up at Raw. Dude, I'm still tired.
That's what I'm saying. You the crowd is burnt. Especially, man.
Yeah.
Especially. So I don't know. Did you catch the WWE Hall? No, you were at the Ring of Honor show. Okay. So the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony. My God. What a pop for the Undertaker that just would not stop. Well deserved pop for the Undertaker.
I finally went back I went back and watched that. That was one of the better Hall of Fames I've seen.
I like the setup too.
That was amazing. Kudos
I like
to that
the setup.
Crowd.
Yeah. Kudos to the crowd, but I like the setup now where WWE hasn't won a stage.
Yeah.
And they got them coming down the aisle like that. That's kind of cool. It's like one, final walk down the aisle or whatever it is. Yeah. So what do you think the chances are of Taker actually having one more match?
He said never say never, but
so to say
it would have to be something to where like Vince actually needed him, like right then and there. As I don't really see Taker coming back, but again, the man said never say never. If he has a ring at his house, I imagine that he'll still train. Stone Cold did the same thing. He has a ring at his house. He trains, which allow him to be in great shape for this Kevin Owens match that he put on. Never say never, man. If he can come back and he's healthy, I imagine he would come back.
So we're talking about all that, and that's great. AEW finally doing something with Jay Lethal. Finally doing something entertaining with Jay Lethal. And it looks like Jay's going to be in a feud here with Samoa Joe, who debuted. Max Caster with his rap tonight on Dynamite. That shit was hilarious.
Great.
That was good stuff. So yeah, I'm just happy to see them finally doing something with Jay Lethal. It's about damn time. And it looks like from what Tony Khan said on Busted Open Radio, Tony Khan's about to get ruthless when it comes to Rampage. He's going to start stacking Rampage from now on. Which, you should have been doing that the entire time. Rampage should be your B show. It obviously is your B show, but you need to put more emphasis on that B show. You know what I'm saying? So it looks like
you know what? For what they've done so far with 1 hour of television, I think Tony Khan has made that a very impactful 1 hour show. Can he get more ruthless? Yes. Should he get more ruthless? Absolutely. Because for what he does for 1 hour of Rampage, like, it's very good. And I want to see that get better and possibly go to 2 hours. He can make that a 2 hour show easily now.
Do you think that it's time for Tony Khan to bring in somebody else to help him with the booking duties of the show? I bring up 2 names here. You can give me your opinion of them. Number one guy just got off his 90-day no compete clause. I think it ended today, and that guy was Gabe Sapolsky, who used to work with Paul Heyman back in the day at ECW, and also he had Evolve and all that. And then you have another one who was from Ring of Honor, Delirious, who was booking Ring of Honor up until the point, I guess, when Khan bought it. Now, do you think that Tony Khan should bring in either one of these two guys or bring them both in, help them with the booking duties? Because Tony Khan can't do everything. You need some help there. You got a lot of wrestling minds back there in the back. You got the Dean Malenkos. You got the Arn Andersons. You got the Jake the Snake Roberts.
Yep.
You got the William Regals back there. You got guys that can be helping you do this. It's time to put some hustle behind that muscle and get this going to where it should be. And you got all this experience back here, and you're not utilizing it because you're doing your own thing. So like Tony needs to start trusting people.
I think it is time for him to do that. My thing was let Tony run this shit for about 2 years, right? I think he's right at the point to where he can start ushering off control of booking. Not to say because Tony does a very good job at booking. I think it's time for him to play the Vince of AEW. I do. I think it's time for him to sit back, let all the decisions come to him, and then run it that way. Because he's put a lot into this company. I know that AAA, as the company, they now trust him to make decisions on their shows now. And that workload is increasing. Do you bring people in? Yes, because now you need them. As your empire grows, like you need to start finding people you can trust to manage it. And I think he has those people. He's proven that over time, he can make great decisions. I think you let people, you tell people your vision, let them execute it, and you have the final say so. Like you are the Vince McMahon of AEW.
Do you think that in the world of AEW, do you think there's room for guys in his management team, guys that can go talk to these networks? I'm talking about people like the Eric Bischoffs and the Conans out there. Do you think that they could be a great benefit to AEW?
Yeah, of course. Because that's what you want. You want to keep the networks happy. Now, we talk all this rating shit. The point of the ratings is to keep the network happy. You know what I mean? Like, you need these people.
And Bischoff knows all this stuff. Bischoff used to work in that environment of Turner, which is not going to be Discovery Warner, is what it's going to be when the merger is completed. So I don't know. I'm rooting for AEW, but I want to see AEW get better. And AEW also, when you go down to it, they got to stop recycling guys in and off the show. They have FTR out there now, but how many weeks did we go without FTR being on the show? How many weeks did we go without Santana Ortiz doing anything? They got to fix that. You got to have more, more concrete storytelling and really have these guys out doing something. Like, I like Kingston with Santana Ortiz. Make them motherfuckers LAX again or something like that if they can do it. So, I don't know. But all I do know is that I liked some of the stuff they do on Dynamite.
I don't have it.
I don't like it. And a lot of other shit that they do, I don't really care for it. They still got a long ways to go. But it is what it is. So if you can put a final grade, just a bottom line with WrestleMania, Supercard of Honor, your Texas experience with everything that happened with wrestling, what would you give it? Can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Oh, the weekend as a whole is an A+. For my experience, for me, oh, hold on.
It's live, pal.
Yes, no, yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I don't know what the fuck happened. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. We're live, pal.
Oh, okay, cool. So I'm gonna give the weekend as a whole. I'm gonna give it an A. All right. My grade for Mania, I'm gonna give it a B. Just because it was my first weekend and my first Mania weekend. The spectacle itself was great. There's some matches that ended abruptly, and it was kind of causing confusion in the crowd. I now know that was because of injuries, but it was confusing. So it didn't flow the way like I really wanted it to. But as a whole, Mania gets a B for me, just because of the participation. The crowd was loud. That's what I wanted. That's why I was there. You know what I mean? So I would give that Super Card of Honor A+. A fucking plus. That was the best event of the weekend. That's night one, night two together against one night of Super Card of Honor. The whole show, hard hitting, crowd engagement. Wasn't really there for the production, but shit, what I got for my money's worth was amazing. I saw the FTR versus the Briscoes match. That was a match that I wanted to see for a long time. Didn't care if it was on television. I just so happened to be there live to watch it. It was insanity, bell to bell. And I'm so glad I got to see that match live because it was fucking crazy. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the match of the year. The match of the year in my brain so far this year. I don't know if they tried tonight to top it, didn't really top it, got close. But that match itself was fucking amazing. Do yourself a favor. I don't care how you watch it. Go watch this match. Find it, watch it. That shit was incredible. And to be there live to watch it, I'm super happy I got to watch that match live. All the other little events, I went to the Dave LaGreca roast that busted open. Was there for a little bit. That was fun. Overall, the weekend was amazing, bro. I came out of this weekend like this needs to be a thing. Like, it really needs to be a thing. I need to do this every year.
So let me ask you this question because you were there to see it live. What did you think about the worst Stone Cold Stunner in history with Vince McMahon?
Yo, like the crowd was already laughing because he had hit his knee. He took a knee, popped up, felt like the crowd was already laughing because like he botched the fuck out of that stunner. Botched it completely.
I knew
even Stone Cold
before he
laughing.
did it. Oh fuck yeah, everybody was laughing. I knew before it even happened. I said this ain't gonna be good. I already knew Vince was gonna. I knew it, but I'm like at the same time, this dude's like 75. I think it is 75 years old. Vince will still put himself out there to get made a fool out of. Just like
even before that. So like, I don't know if the television caught this shit, but like, so when he had the match, so they popped hard for him having the match with Pat McAfee. They popped really hard for that shit. So after he wins, right? So they play Austin Theory's music, and this is how we knew Stone Cold was gonna come out, because Vince
jumped.
He sold the fuck out of Austin Theory's music like it was Austin's, and then tried to play. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Everybody was like, "Oh shit," and then it didn't happen. It didn't happen, and everybody was like, "Oh, he's coming sooner or later." That shit was funny.
I'll tell you right now that that Pat McAfee dude should probably consider wrestling, because you got some moves.
The biggest surprises I had out of this weekend was, one, Pat McAfee, and two, fucking Logan Paul. Actually I was impressed by Logan Paul, and I fucking hate Logan Paul. I was actually impressed by him. He actually looked the part. He actually did a great job. He was a heel, and a good heel, because he fucking reversed the Three Amigos and did that shit. Yeah, he took it seriously.
Yeah, he took it seriously.
Reversed the Three Amigos and did that shit.
You can tell when somebody comes in that's a fan of number one, a fan of it, number two, respects what they do, and he goes out there. He took it seriously. He went out there and he did the shit like Pat McAfee did. But I'm gonna tell you, the money guy.
I was really impressed.
The money guy, and he's a hell of a future. The money is gonna be fucking Austin Theory.
Oh yeah, he is. And to be tapped by Vince, I know it's a lot of pressure on him, but he really performed. He really did perform.
What do you think about the union of Damian Priest and Edge? First of all, fuck Edge. That entrance, my God, wow, dude,
bro,
that brought me back to some corporate ministry shit back in the day.
Live, that shit was insane. Because the crowd didn't know what to expect, right?
Right.
And for him to come out with that shit, bro. Keep in mind, Edge was supposed to be a heel. They're fucking cheering to the top of their lungs for this shit, and people even compared that shit to the Brood. So when Damian Priest came out, everybody's like, "Oh, this is definitely some Brood shit. This is definitely some Brood shit."
See, I think that they got to the point where Edge is just, they don't want to boo Edge at this point in his career. They're not gonna take him seriously as a heel. I mean, it doesn't matter what he does, and they can pipe in. They can pipe in a million cheers all they want, a million boos all they want, because that's what they're doing anyways. They're piping a lot of shit in, but it doesn't matter. People
actually they didn't pipe shit in for Mania. They didn't pipe shit.
No, you can tell on the TV. You can tell on our end. No, trust me. There's an audio track in the background that I can hear, because it's the same audio track that they use in the Thunderdome, bro. I'm telling you, this
was not piped in. I'm telling you, bro, this was not piped in noise. Everything you heard at Mania was legit. So if they were booing, they were booing. They were actually booing. That wasn't shit piped in.
I think that's they sweetened the crowd, bro. I know they did.
I'm telling you, bro.
They had the track. It was a steady track of audio that I kept hearing. And it was a track of audio where I'm looking at the fans and they weren't doing shit. They were piping it in. WWE doesn't. They were sweeping the crowd.
I don't know. Maybe they did that.
I can tell you how I know. I can tell you exactly how I know. So the night that Edge debuted his new theme song on Raw, the first night he did the Supersonic, right? On TV, they were cheering like fucking crazy and making all this fucking noise. I saw a video of it actually from somebody who was sitting at ringside, and they weren't doing shit. It was being piped in. So
they actually popped for it.
No, I'm not saying they're not popping. I'm not saying they're not popping. What I'm saying though is that they were sweetening the crowd. They do that shit. They got they got the same tracks that they were using at the Thunderdome, and that's one of the reasons why it's hard to watch their TV show, because you're not hearing. They got to pipe in the boos for Roman Reigns on it. Ain't nobody booing Roman Reigns at this fucking point. They think the guy is the fucking man. So why are you booing him for? What are you booing it for? So you, but on the TV,
what he did have a mixed reaction.
Was a
he had
positive
a mixed reaction.
What is he got a reaction of a good reaction, or is it this point where okay, we're starting to dislike this motherfucker again? You got kind of like go away heat.
Yeah, he kind of got some he got some decent heat. This Mania, he did get some decent heat. But during the match, they were actually cheering for this motherfucker. They were cheering like motherfucker for him.
The fickle fans. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But that's how they are. Because it dawns on me like people are going crazy because Brock Lesnar finally shows a new personality after all these fucking years. They're going crazy for him, but this is the same dude that y'all motherfuckers couldn't stand. Suplex City, bitch.
Yeah,
but
true.
I want to switch gears here for
you know who got the most heat that night?
Who was that?
Go ahead. I was gonna say Ronda got the most heat.
Why does Ronda Rousey always look like she's about to fucking cry? I can't take her seriously.
Because they can't stand Ronda.
I'm watching her ass on there, and I'm like, this is the broad that looks like she's about to have a temper tantrum or some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just she's up there. Whatever, bro.
Because she is.
Yeah. Hold on. You're gonna have to carry your show for a second because I got with the dogs out. So hold up a second.
All right, yeah, go ahead. I got you. Yeah, so I hope Aisha's not watching. I really hope she's not watching. But anyway, so yeah, Ronda Rousey got the biggest boos. Another surprising boo that you got from that show was Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch was getting booed pretty heavy too, in relation to her opponent's cheers. So that was kind of surprising because my consensus was Becky Lynch. It's hard to hate Becky Lynch, but actually people didn't have too tough of a time hating her. So overall, man, a really good Mania for me to be at. It's my first one. Hopefully we get what I want. I want to see Dwayne Johnson in a WWE ring making his way to California. If I don't get this, God help them. Nah, I'm just not gonna watch. But yeah, welcome back, buddy. Welcome back.
Yo,
so
Larry Zbyszko back in the day.
So, looking forward to what we got coming up. So next week I will be at Battle of the Belts.
Oh, wait.
That's also
before you go there. Hold on. I know what I wanted to say.
Go ahead.
Before I got interrupted by Kyle and Bane. So, Nash Carter from MSK, yeah. So Kimberly, his wife, guess she wrestles for Impact Wrestling, put out some allegations, basically, put out some photos of her with some bruises, and basically said that he was responsible for this, right? It's been coming out for the last 2 days. And all of a sudden, WWE today released him from his deal, and he's one half of the NXT Tag Team Champions.
Yep.
No longer with the company due to WWE's zero tolerance for domestic violence. Now, the question is, did WWE do an investigation internally? Do they know something we don't know with the situation? Or did WWE just simply, because the allegations involved, just go ahead and make the decision to cut ties?
My gut to tell me that it was an investigation, but you don't know, man. Like you don't
Yeah.
know. That situation is so wild because I actually started following this like a couple days ago. So she comes out when they win the titles and she says she's proud of him. Immediately after that, she comes out and with the allegations, she's showing the pictures and the bruises, and then today he's released. And then between that time, like she's been defending herself, saying that the abuse was real. Um, and of course, you had the things like, why didn't you go to the cops? And a lot of people came to her defense. I don't know what the fuck to make of this, bro. Like, maybe WWE did do an investigation and then decided to release him. It was sudden too. It was just like they didn't announce anything. They were quiet throughout this whole Twitter fiasco because that's where it happened at. A couple of people from Nash Carter's side, his tag team partner, said that he had been living with him because he was avoiding her. And maybe she had some mental health issues. She was in the hospital. Like so much shit came out from this shit. Like it's kind of hard to believe what's true. The only thing that we know is true is that he is no longer in WWE right now, which is unfortunate, right? Because it's unfortunate for him because he was just at one of his highest points in the company. Like he just won the tag team titles at NXT. I think he'd be riding high, and now not even 2 days later, he's gone. You know what I mean? So it's an unfortunate situation for all parties involved because if she is or abused, she absolutely should not be sticking around in that situation. And if it's not true, then she's cost this man his career. I hate thinking like that because, you know, you always want to listen and give her the benefit of the doubt. At the same time, a lot of the things that she was saying, at least from what I saw on Twitter, were getting refuted. And it sucks. The whole situation sucks. So who knows if he did do what she said he did? Absolutely, he should not be in the WWE. He should actually be in jail. There should be charges pressed against him. There are no charges pressed against him right now, which kind of makes this situation unfair to him because it's just all allegations at this point. But you don't really need it's against you.
He's guilty in the court of public opinion.
He's guilty by public opinion. Yep,
Yeah.
He's guilty by the court of public opinion. And to see that happen to him, like the same thing happened to Velveteen Dream. We didn't really give a shit because the allegations were serious. These allegations are also serious, and
but it was never founded. The allegations with Dream were never
right.
They were never founded. Same thing happened,
Right.
but remember the same
So,
shit happened with the same thing happened though to Enzo Amore. Same thing. And it turned out that he didn't do nothing, but it still cost him his job. So I'm just hoping that WWE did actually do their due diligence, did an investigation in this, and they found out if this woman is suffering from some type of mental issue or whatever the fuck it is, then you know she also needs to be something needs to happen to her as far as some consequences for slandering him and defaming him, pretty much. Because that's what she's done. She's, you've taken this guy's career and he's not going to be able to get work anywhere else. Nobody's going to want to touch him. And if his tag team partner is saying that he's been staying with him.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Then you need to take it into consideration because the tag team partner ain't going to lie, but also you got to look at it from another point of view. Your tag team partner, this affects him as well because you're both the tag team champions. So now what do you do now? This can have some residual heat on him for what's going on with this guy over here. You know what I mean?
Probably don't know. Yeah.
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 But let me bring this up to you right quick because we haven't talked about this before we wrap it.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Start on that.
In all honesty, he suffers. He's a casualty. He's a casualty of that shit.
Absolutely, because you're going to pick up the heat from your partner.
No,
That's
I
how it
mean,
goes.
like he is a casualty of everything that he's going.
Yeah. So let me ask you
Yep,
this question. We haven't
definitely.
really talked about this, right? So I want to get your opinion of it. Uh, what did you think of Will Smith slapping Chris
Mhm.
Rock?
I thought I was over this.
Yeah, we can be
I
over
thought
it.
this was done. God damn it.
Oh no,
But
it's not. It's
anyway,
dude. No, no, it'll never be over. It ain't never gonna be done because people still talking about the shit. I want to get your opinion on it before I give my opinion.
all right. So I didn't get the smoke pit episode on this, so this will suffice. But anyway, my thoughts on it. Initially, I didn't think this was real. But seeing the way Chris Rock handled himself immediately after that, I knew it was real. And part of me was like, well, he did make fun of Jada, and maybe this was heated a moment, right? And I know that Chris Rock had been cracking jokes on Jada before. And you got to also think too that Will Smith went through a whole bunch of shit with Jada Pinkett Smith. They had the whole entanglement shit where he was basically humiliated in front of the world. Um, and a lot of that probably created a whole bunch of pressure for him. You know what I mean? Now, when I look at this shit, I do not like Jada Pinkett Smith one fucking bit because because here this man is, right? He's trying not to react to the situation. He's trying to laugh it off. And in my brain, if I see my wife hurt in the manner of which, because she reacted immediately like she didn't like it. If I see my wife hurt in that situation and my only course is to go slap him. Now he had other options. He had way more options. Like you could have went up there and said after you slapped him, keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. Like you could have walked up there and said that shit. Will he didn't have to slap him. He really didn't. At the same time, I am a firm believer in hands don't have appointments. He just walked in at the wrong time, right? So you shouldn't have put your hands on him. Like not in that manner. That was a clear case of assault. Now, was he provoked? Maybe. But you didn't have hands on him. I didn't like that he did that. Um and which at first I was laughing because I really thought the shit wasn't real. But now that I know it's not real, the shit's not funny. But there's a whole bunch of talk of like protecting your wife under these circumstances. Yes, you should absolutely protect your wife. But didn't have to be protection in that manner, right? So you could have walked up there and just said, "Hey man, shut the fuck up." You know what I mean? Or you could just scream that shit like from your chair. You didn't have to walk up there, and then we could have been doing no other shit. You know what I mean? So it kind of sucks. I think it tarnished him getting the Oscar because he was gonna get it anyway. But it sucks. Now, aftermath did it. A lot of people don't want Will Smith to quit acting. Will Smith's gonna quit acting. You know why? Because that's exactly what he wants to do. He wants to quit acting because this shit is way too much pressure on him. Like, should he care if no one if everyone wants another Will Smith movie? No, he shouldn't. because at his highest moment, this is his first Oscar win, an enormous amount of pressure, and he put himself in a bad light. Now, if his first acting is his, then who are we to say, you know what, you know, you need to keep acting? No, it's absolutely just like it was his right to go up there and put his hands on the guy. You know what I mean? Like, he absolutely had the right. Should he have done it? No, he shouldn't have. But it's also his right to quit acting too. So I just don't like that. So entertainers, right? They're there to entertain. A comedian's job is to do a joke.
Your volume cut off, brother. Yeah, no, can't hear you. We have no audio. Okay, sir. I see you say 1 minute. Okay. All right. Something's wrong with the Black Max audio. So I'm going to give my opinion of the situation. So number one, Will Smith basically when Chris Rock said the joke, Will Smith laughed his ass off at the shit. And then Will Smith looked over at Jada. Jada gave him that fucking people's eyebrow of disgust. And then he had to go up there and be like, damn, I gotta really go up there and slap the nigga. So then he got up and he proceeded to go up there and slap him. And then he had the smug ass fucking look on his face and he walked off stage like, yeah, I got that nigga, boy. Yeah. That's what he did. You feel me? So he sat down. He said, he sat down. He was like, hey, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. That's what he said. You know what I mean? So then we was like,
wait. Do it again. Do it again.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. That's what he said. You know what I mean? So we was in the back chilling. You feel me? So we was up here watching this whole thing. Like, oh shit, about to go down. Money, like, yeah, whatever. So he did that. And Chris Rock was like, wow, Will Smith just slapped this shit out of me. Wow. So that's what happened. But it's all because Jada gave him the look. She gave him the look like, if you don't get this motherfucker, if you don't get him, you think that entanglement was something, huh? You better get him. So Will went up there, like I said, thought he was a gangster, thought he was a G. You know, he fucking reached back and that's what he did. Like he slapped him like, I challenge you to a duel. Some shit like that. You feel me? That's what it was. And got off stage like he did, and he's like, keep my wife's name out your mouth, bitch. That's what he said. It's kind of like that. So, but my thing is, how come
you sound like you crying?
That's how he was, though. That's how he had that look on his face. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Yeah, I said it. Yeah. So that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? So in turn, in doing that, all right, my thing was when I saw it, okay, like, you know, I get it, money, you know, protect his life. But then you hear stories. And the first indicator of my thing is, how come you didn't do that to the dude that dicked your woman? Why didn't you fucking go?
See, that's where everybody goes.
That's where everybody goes. No, I'm going to tell you like this. No, it's not about that's where everybody goes. You down with the entanglement. You down with it. You down with it. You down with getting them leftovers, huh? Shit. Come on, man.
No, here's the thing, though. Like, here's the thing. So they're married. She cheated, right? It's way easier to say we're going to get a fucking divorce. You know why he doesn't get a divorce? Because she's going to take half that shit, and she don't deserve half that shit. That's why. So it's better to forgive her and move the fuck on, which is what he did. Will moved the fuck on and was trying to live his life. The thing is, he's married to a person that is fucking destructive. Jada is fucking destructive, bro. He needs to leave her. He really needs to leave her because she constantly puts this man in positions that make him look stupid.
No,
She
you're right.
does.
You're
And
right.
I
'Cause we
don't
didn't
think
hear shit about
I
it.
don't think she can help it.
We didn't hear.
No.
We have never heard nothing about Will Smith involved in anything like this. Never happened before, and now it kind of didn't. It really has kind of tarnished his legacy a little bit, as far as what he meant. You know, you went from being like, honestly, you went from being the Fresh Prince to being a dude that slapped a motherfucker for talking about your woman. You know what I mean? But you only did it because she gave you that stink eye. She gave you like that look like, you know, you ain't getting no pussy tonight if you don't go handle this. That's kind of look it was. You feel what I'm saying?
Like, let me lay these scenarios out for you, right? Last the biggest Oscar season he had was for Concussion, right? That's when the whole shit came out about the scandal, the entanglement. Was during his last Oscar season when he was pretty much a nod to being a fucking Oscar contender, right? That's when that whole shit came out. Fast forward to this Oscar season, right? He's a nod. He's getting in there. He's there. He's in the chair. Right? This shit happens. Jada constantly puts this man in positions to where he's going to fucking look stupid. It just happens to be on the biggest stage of his career. That is the biggest stage of his career, on the biggest night of his life, where a joke gets said, not even about him, because Regina Hall did a way filthier joke earlier in the show. And Jada let that shit. It only when the joke came on her to where she couldn't take that shit, and now Will's looking stupid. Like, bro, you deserve way better than that shit. Like, really and truthfully, I put all this shit on Jada. I put it all on her. And then afterwards, I wish he didn't hit him. Like, who the fuck are you? Who is this woman?
She's a woman that's
fucking.
She's a woman that married Will Smith, but her soulmate is Tupac.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like this man. I will not be surprised at all if Will Smith has PTSD. I would not be surprised at all.
Well, Will Smith went through a lot. But people
wrote a
people
fucking letter
to Tupac.
His daughter wrote a letter to Tupac. Yeah, wrote a letter to him. Like, please come back so my mommy can be happy. You know what that should do to a psyche? Do you know that shit? Bro, we don't know, fucking ballistic.
We don't know what goes on behind closed doors. There's been rumors for years that they had an open marriage and all this type of shit that we heard about. But I'm just, I don't know, man. I think it was, Will Smith didn't prove a damn thing by going there and slapping a little ass Chris Rock. If it had been Dwayne the Rock Johnson up there, when he came up there and slapped him, no, your fucking ass would have got slapped.
He would not.
You would have been smelling what the Rock was cooking. That's what would happen. The Rock would have laid a smackdown on you. You would have been knowing your role. That's what would happen. But anyways,
so let's play a hypothetical. Let's say he beats the shit out of August Alsina for shits and giggles. Let's just say he beats the shit out of August Alsina.
Mm-hmm.
Then what? What does that prove to anyone?
It proved that it proved that you're a real nigga about yours.
Okay.
Ain't no way in hell, bro. I'm sorry. Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell. I'm gonna be cheaping 1,000 with you. No way in hell. You gonna come up there and we gonna be at the red table. Well, I don't want to gimmick infringe. We gonna be at the black table, all right? And you gonna sit up there and tell me some shit about some entanglement. Fuck that.
Bro, look at his face. During that interview.
Entanglement.
Will was hurt.
Entanglement. Oh, he was hurt. But I'm just talking about entanglement.
Yeah.
No, ain't gonna be no entanglement. That's why I didn't. No. Will Smith should have blasted her with some shit. That's what he should have done.
Bro, you know what? Like, my next movie sex scene, like, it's gonna be real. It's gonna be a
Exactly.
real sex scene.
Exactly. Can I give you the real D? Can I really go in there? Can we really do the nasty? I want to show this bitch over here, but I can do it. You know, some shit like that. Hey, while we're doing the sex scene over here, I want to play some New Edition in the background just to really get us in the mood.
Yeah. But to my point earlier, I was like, this, like, you shouldn't have slapped Chris Rock, right?
No.
Because he's a comedian doing his job, right? That's his job to tell jokes. Like, if it doesn't connect with you, it ain't his fault. It's his job to tell the joke.
It did connect with Will, though. Will thought it was funny. He thought it was funny until he looked over.
That's what I'm saying. Until he looked over. But what I'm saying is that was his job. The joke worked.
But I'm kind of wondering, is Jada whooping his ass at home or something? Is that the reason why Will was like, oh, I gotta do something? She's looking at me funny.
I don't know. She must got like the Ark of the Covenant down there or something. Like something.
That's what I'm saying. She got she must have some real good cutting for that bullshit.
Bro, ain't no way. ain't no way. Bro, like, I think she might be Erykah Badu level. We don't know that. Sure.
Yeah, she probably putting roots on that motherfucker. Shit.
Probably putting, I don't know, putting blood in the taco sauce and everything, bro. Like, should be going left.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Yeah, but other than that, man, that's all I got to say on it, dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, at this point, just for anybody out there that don't want to get slapped, keep his wife's fucking name out your mouth. You know what I mean? Just don't even say anything about it.
Unless you're 6'5".
Unless you're 6'5", exactly. Yeah. Don't say shit about his wife because you're gonna get slapped. He gonna come up there and pimp slap.
If you eye level to Will Smith, you better shut the fuck up.
Exactly. You don't say a damn thing. I'm telling you, don't say nothing. I'm looking at you, Alfonso Ribeiro. Don't say a damn thing. All right. Let's keep it.
Hell keep it pushing. But that's what I'm saying. Like it. I didn't like it for the simple fact that I feel like it's going. Like, I felt like it was going to embolden people to start doing this shit.
What, slapping motherfuckers? We've been slapping motherfuckers for years. What are you talking about? Hey, shit. We always
no, but what I'm saying is like in any entertainment venue, right? Because like, so the shit I compared it to earlier, like they're just working on their craft. It's no different than a rapper saying "fuck the police." You know what I'm saying? Like, that's their craft. That's their art. That's what they want to say. Like, you have to leave them alone because that's their message, as protected by the First Amendment. You know what I mean? That's what they want to say. Let them get the shit off their chest. It don't hit you right. All right, you'll be all right. You still alive. It's just a joke, bro. Only thing hurt is your pride.
Hey, you said it right there, man, and that's it. And I ain't got no more to say about it. You just you put some respect on his name, and that's it. Ain't gonna be no more talking.
Hell yeah. You got anything else, bro? Any final shots? Parting thoughts?
No. The final shot is that don't talk about Will Smith's wife, and that's it. That's it. Don't talk about his wife.
That's it.
And that's it. Don't talk about it. Just keep
do it one more time.
Keep my wife's fucking name out your mouth. That's it.
That shit will never not be funny.
That's it. But no, I ain't got nothing else, bro. That's
it. For sure. All right, man. Before we get out of here, you guys now know we are on Twitch. We are streaming live to the website. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. This will be ad-free on Patreon as well. So come out, man. Support the brand. I do want to thank all of our listeners because April so far, we're only about 6 days in. April has been a really good month for us. In addition to all the avenues that we're going in, it has been a tremendous month so far. So thank you to all of our listeners. Thank you for tuning into the brand, giving us that support. Don't forget to tune in. So we got the Smoke Pit this Friday. New episode of Real Food coming. Y'all just stay engaged, stay tuned. Let us know how y'all feel about the show. We will be back. I am back in action. So we will be back. We'll try to keep this thing going weekly. We'll figure out what works for us. I think I like Wednesday, bro. Wednesday is right after Dynamite. It's a cool spot, but we'll figure out where we want to land with it. But stay tuned, man. This is Black Mac. That's Frank D. Thank y'all for tuning in to the No Gimmicks podcast here on the DFPN. Until next time, you guys have a good one. Peace.
And don't forget to help control the pet population, have your pets stay or neutered. This is
you.